What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the one and only the WyOriginal podcast. We are your hosts. This is Jarrett.
Angel Maldonado.
I am Dominic Syracuse.
And Johnny over here.
Judge Johnny.
On the ones and twos.
Judge Johnny. Rocking the Jackie Robinson jersey.
Love it, love it, love it.
Knock it out the park, son.
Yeah.
Before we fully kick off on this beautiful Sunday morning, I want to thank you to all our listeners. So on our Facebook page, we hit over 200 follows.
Yeah.
All together, all videos, all views, including our downloads. We're at 5.6K.
Yes.
Get out of here, son.
5.6K.
Give it up.
You said two shows, right?
Two shows.
Yeah,
Two shows.
I was here for both of them.
He was here. So gratitude out to all our listeners or watchers. However you get your fix, we just want to say thank you for helping this dream of ours take off and grow bigger and bigger. You know, and hopefully when we hit the 1 year mark, who knows what we'll be?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, it's just crazy because you saying thank you, and today I've been thinking about it all week, right? And I'm kind of like in a zone with the whole podcast myself. And I just had this gratitude to want to come on the show today to just be like, thank you.
Yeah.
Really thankful because it's like, You really want this to go.
Yep.
You want everybody to be happy. You want everybody to buy in. And it's like, man, you guys made it possible.
Absolutely.
That's right. I mean,
we're giving you these numbers because you did that.
And we started this whole podcast with one thing in mind, and that was community.
Right.
You know, and the fact that the community's coming together so much. I mean, I'll be real. I'm getting a little jealous because I need to shout out my YouTube channel, just me, because I've had that for like 5 years. I've got like 15,000 subscribers, and the WyOriginal podcast has like tripled the numbers on YouTube of mine. I say that as a brag too, because that just shows how much the community's come to support it. You know what I mean? Like even on it was the funniest thing. The first day we dropped the podcast, the very first episode, I remember it takes a while to render online. You put it online, it takes a minute to go up. And Angel and I were on the phone and we were talking, we were going, all right, what do we got? Do we got like what were you saying? Is like, you're saying like, do we got a startup or a come up or something like that, you know? How's this working? Like, what do we got? And the funny thing was it dropped, and by like within 24 hours, I was like, look at this. This is wild, you know? It's great.
Definitely. I was super impressed because I wasn't really sure how people were gonna feel about it. Like, it's just a podcast. People want to come on and just talk about some stuff about Wyoming. But the influence I think we brought to the table with all of our collective efforts of what we love to do with the community anyway, and what we love to do personally, and then coming together, I think people were interested to know, like, I know about that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was going to happen. This show was really informative. I had people coming in now to the shop like, don't stop doing that. Please don't.
It's big.
I didn't know that much. The information that I'm getting on these shows, I didn't know about.
Same. And some of you have reached out, sent us messages and stuff. Keep sending us information. There's a lot of stories that, we try to pick up and piece together. But then there's stuff that, people email us like, hey, man, you should talk about this. Hey, man, you should talk about this. Do that. The more you do that, the more information we have.
Reach out to us on topics you want us to cover, things going on in the state. Also, I've gotten reached out to by a whole bunch of great organizations that would like to be a part of the podcast. They said, hey, this is what we're doing. We'd love to come on, or we'd love to have a special thing where you come to us and all this. And that's what we're doing it for. So whatever you're watching this on, if you're watching it on Facebook, if you're watching it on YouTube, if you're listening to it on Spotify or Apple Music, just reach out to us. I mean, hit us up on Facebook Messenger, hit us up in the comment section of YouTube, whatever, and we'll discuss it. We'll
I'm
collaborate.
gonna give a fan shout out right now because he's been giving me a great constructive criticism.
Yeah.
And I know we only have 2 shows, but
Yeah.
you gotta take it all in. So we'll highlight Nico Vargas real quick. We call him AKA Chupacabra.
Chupacabra.
And no, it's just funny because he's like, bro, the only thing, you just don't let no one else know when it's gonna come out again. And I'm like, bro, like, hold
Nico
on,
wants
okay.
a schedule.
He's like, bro, I want it every week. I don't like waiting, and you don't let me know when it's gonna happen again. So
Hey.
I'm like, so shout out to Nico Vargas for want to be a part of this as well.
I'll
and
tell
give
you
us some
what.
constructive criticism so we
Thank
could get
you.
ourselves together for them.
But I'll tell you what, that is the best critique you can
Absolutely.
get is somebody saying, I don't want to wait, I want more.
Exactly.
Because the opposite of that is, I'm done with this. No, stop. Knock it off, which, believe me, I have heard before with other projects.
For real. So it was just like, when I keep hearing this, I'm just like, okay, man. I'm going to have to shout this cat out just so he can keep listening.
Please,
You know what I mean?
please keep
and,
listening.
And please just keep being patient because I honestly believe we're not going to be a 2-month show.
Exactly, yeah.
No,
2 shows a month. You
No,
know,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
we will go weekly, but we're just at the point of executing every opportunity till its most valuable point.
And,
Absolutely.
and just the way we work, we're always fine-tuning things. We're always, figuring out how to make things more efficient. It's really funny because, I mean, we were just joking about it. Here it is, 7:20 in the morning right now. The first podcast, we got here at 7 and didn't start until 10:30.
Got back at noon to our
Got back,
families,
right,
and everybody's like,
literally.
I thought you said you were doing this at 6. You're going to be back at 8.
That's right. And now here we are. It took us got it done super quick and everything.
Absolutely.
So all that said, these first 2 weeks have just been, or these first 2 episodes have just been us figuring it out. And we said we were going to go slow. We said we were going to take time and just see what the response was. And now that the response is as good as it is and people are as supportive as they are, let's go.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Before we take off, we got any church announcements? You got any shows or anything coming up, Dom?
Oh,
promote?
you know what? I
yes.
do. So on April 29th, with this airing, that's going to be, I think that's going to be like the week after. I am going to be performing in Fort Collins,
Ooh, awesome.
which I'm super excited about. I'm going to be performing at this bar that I should definitely know where it is, but I can't think about it right now. So I'll tell you what, just follow my Facebook page, and there will be lots of flyers about it. But no, I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be super cool. I get to go do. I'm headlining the show. I got 45-minute set.
Love it. Oh,
I'm gonna
nice.
go. Yeah, it's really cool, and it's supposed to be like a real fun ruckus saloon atmosphere. You know what I mean? And it was really crazy. I even had a friend who's from LA who just happened to be visiting Fort Collins. Just happened to be visiting Fort Collins and just happened to be in this bar and sent me a text last night because at the bar they put a big flyer up of the show.
Love it.
And she went, What is your face doing on a random bar in a random city that I'm randomly visiting right now? And I'm like, yeah, that's called serendipity.
I'm famous. You didn't know?
Yeah, exactly. I all dive bars
You should have responded
have
with
my
just,
face.
you should have went, who is this? No.
Yeah, exactly. Just so long as it doesn't say most wanted above it or something like that, I'm okay.
For a good time.
Yeah, exactly. For a good time.
What about you, Andrew? You got anything coming up?
Everything's always coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Fair. Fair enough.
You got another opportunity. You got more people wanting these cuts.
You got a birthday on 420.
Oh,
Hey,
yes,
got
there you
a
go.
birthday on 420.
I don't know. We was just talking about decriminalizing the marijuana.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were.
Yeah, right? The
I
previous episode was all about decriminalizing cannabis. Remember, can't say marijuana
Can't say
anymore.
marijuana. That's racist.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, you're right. Yeah. I'll be hitting the 420.
That's wild.
Well,
My
not really
birthday's
hitting
on
it,
420.
420.
His
That's my
birthday is on 420,
I'm not
just-
gonna
yeah.
be hitting the 420.
His birthday is 420.
420. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But
That's amazing.
that's pretty cool. So
The only thing you're gonna be lighting up is some candles.
probably
how
a
many-
cigar.
how
Probably
many-
a cigar.
Oh,
I like
hey.
cigars. So I'm probably definitely gonna hit a
Yeah.
cigar and
If
celebrate.
we were to light up candles for your birthday, how many exactly will we need?
23.
I would say as long as they were 4 good ones, 20 of each.
Okay.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I think that would be good. You
Wait
know
a
what I mean?
minute. You're 80?
No, I was just saying, just to have a nice ambiance and just
No,
good
I got you,
smell,
I got you.
good
420, I
vibes.
feel you, I got you,
4
I
nice
got you.
candle scents, 20 of each.
Don was like, man, you
But-
look good for 80.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
saying,
really
like,
hope I look exactly.
I'm gonna-
Maybe by the time I'm 80, I can grow facial hair. That's my hope.
Listen, man,
Because right
it's
now,
still kind of lacking over here. I'll keep what I got. Work
I got-
with what I
listen,
got.
listen.
And, I'm gonna be like Hov.
That's-
30's
yeah.
the new 20.
I'm saying
Who cares?
I've been trying for like 34 years to grow just to go through puberty. I'm excited about it when it happens. I don't know. I tried to grow out my beard. Here's what happens. The only thing that grows is my neck beard. Thick. It's disgusting. It looks like I fell neck first in dirt. But I have a bald spot that just frames my double chin. And it's just a mess. Like, to give you an idea how bad it is, I tried growing it out because I was like, I'm an adult, I should have a beard. So I grew it out, and my son walked into a room, my 11-year-old son, and he was like, "You okay, Dad?
I'm gonna need you to stop whatever it is you're doing.
You look like you're going through something."
It's like Dad's on drugs. I think.
Yeah, exactly. He literally, I'm not making this up. He was like, "Dad, from here up, you look like a business owner, and from here down, you look sick."
Oh,
Like
man.
sickly, like ill.
Shout out to your kids for always be brutally honest.
Brutally
Some kids don't
honest.
know how
I
to just be
appreciate that
honest,
with them.
Brutally honest.
I appreciate that about them. But anyway, my point is, you look great. Happy birthday.
And thank you guys for that. For real, man. I'm excited. My wife's excited to want to do something with me as well.
There you go.
Yeah.
She wants to cook and, what do you want, honey, and all this. And I'm just like, I'm kind of undecided.
Right.
But she's going to show love, whatever she does.
Love it.
She's going to make
Love
it
it.
happen. So shout out to my wife, my family, my kids. And it's early, but we getting it done. And shout out to y'all families too, because look, we're here.
Always.
Done.
Always.
So I think we should just go right into it. Now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before we go, I want to my little shout out. Kiwanis Club Stars of Tomorrow is tonight. That is tonight at Central High School. Now I know, so I know this podcast will drop after. I should have promoted it on the last one, but that is tonight. I got a couple acts in that, and it's just for a good cause.
Love the Kiwanis Stars of Tomorrow. Love it.
So
Love it.
Kiwanis will have that. This is also the same night as the Ice Cube show. The sold out Ice Cube show. I think everything's sold out with like.
Since we are going there,
Yes.
I have some information I want to share.
What you got? Hit us.
Since we're going straight to the Ice Cube. So, great story about Ice Cube is opening up acts, right?
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
So, and what's so dope about this situation, the way I've been hearing it and the way it was given to me as far as the intel I got was, they picked, I think Renee and John and the staff, or it was just Renee, they picked artists that had great opportunity to open for Ice Cube.
Incredible.
And the best part about it was they didn't pick it. They selected people to get picked by Ice Cube's manager.
No.
No. This is real stuff. So that's why I really want to highlight this, because not that it was like a competition, but it was like a friendly way to say, you know what, artists who've came to this Lincoln, who have performed, we're gonna select some people. We're gonna send the best representation
I love it.
to open up for Ice Cube from our theater that we've dealt with, and send it to Ice Cube's manager. And Ice Cube's manager and staff selected
That's pretty dope.
the artists that they thought should open up.
No way.
So, and it was crazy because
do we
local
have the
representation from Cheyenne.
Yeah.
So shout out to Vontae Slated.
I knew it was Vontae.
And
Nice,
Pocketbook Profits.
Pocketbook Profits.
Shout out to y'all for doing amazing work. They got the great studio in town. They represent artistry to the fullest.
Love it.
showing these artists to never give up on your dreams. One, follow through. And I think it was just an amazing way for the Lincoln to not only bring Ice Cube, but also want to highlight local talent.
That's the greatest thing.
Ice Cube's manager selected.
I love it.
Johnny, what you feeling?
Is Ice-T gonna be there?
Well, you gotta have Ice-T in a cup with some
That's
Ice
right.
Cubes.
That's right.
But unfortunately,
it's gonna be Ice-T, Ice Cube, Vanilla Ice.
Ice Spice.
Ice Spice.
That's just gonna be Ice Cube, but
That's right.
It was just amazing, and the reason why I wanted to talk about that because you brought up Ice Cube, and it is happening today. So it's just great that we get local artists opening up. So it does truly feel like a WyOriginal moment.
It is a WyOriginal moment, and okay, a couple things that's just amazing. First off, we are in a unique position in Cheyenne to be able to do this.
Absolutely.
Because you know, everywhere else, you know, big markets, LA, New York, Chicago, these places, you know, the venues are already set.
Right.
The people have already been there. There's no there ain't no door. You know what I mean? It's like if Ice Cube is coming, Ice Cube's coming. That's it. His management team has picked an opener that's following him all around.
Yep.
That kind of thing. It's a huge market, but Cheyenne is in this amazing place where because the Lincoln's so new and managers and agents are going, oh wait, there's a place for them to go now.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go there. Not only are we able to say, hey, yeah, and you know what? We can pull some local talent too.
Yeah.
It's beneficial because the local talent's going to help bring a little bit of a crowd as well. And I can't think of any other market where that's the case. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
And so the fact that Renee, shout out to Renee again at the Lincoln for having that idea and showcasing those dudes. And I just have to say, Pocketbook Prophet and Vontae, I used to do shows at this place downtown, and we would do this open mic music night every Thursday night.
Yeah.
And we did it after 10 o'clock, it became hip hop night. And those dudes would come in and they brought the whole crowd and they would bring so much energy and they would bring all the new stuff they were working on.
Nice.
And it just became a place to play. And it was during COVID, so it was really just a place for people to come and, you know, safely have something to do amongst all this. So the fact that they could be right there and now, just a little over a year or so later, now they're at the Lincoln opening up for a legend. That's amazing.
What was so dope about it too, and so he calls me, right? He's like, yo, man, I need this cut. So I'm like, all right, cool, yeah. And I'm opening up for Ice Cube.
What?
So I'm like,
Just
so I was
slide
just
that
waiting.
in.
Yeah, I'm just
yeah.
waiting. At this point, I was just waiting because I'm like, yeah, we're going to have the conversation in the chair. And he gets here. And I'm just like, man, so how did it happen? Like, what were you doing? Like, you and Pocketbook together?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you know, we're just chilling. We're working on some stuff. We get the message.
Yeah.
And it's from Renee, and it's like, you guys got it. You guys are going to do it. And, you know, I mean, you can only imagine how excited someone really is at the moment. Like, I was asking, he's like, man, I'm excited, but it's just like, you know, I'm putting this work in. We're showing these artists what it takes. You know, we're not giving up. You know, and I'm just watching them because I've worked with Vontae for a while now because all the shows we've done in the past. I've been watching him grow. They've always had great music. Pocketbook Prophet,
big
and
time.
Vontae Slated.
Big time.
And just to watch them have these opportunities because it's not just this one, right? So they just did Coolio,
right?
Then they do Sugar Hill,
right?
And then you get Ice Cube. So just that feeling that these two artists putting that work in, displaying their efforts, showing like, yo, don't give up. This is what you do.
Yes.
And then not only that, right? You get to represent your town in the best fashion, right? I don't care at this point what people complaining, having excuses or whatever. At this point, to say you've opened up for Ice Cube, legend who's paved the way in major ways in respect for hip hop, for now you having this platform to even say anything.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a huge deal.
And it's massive
and it's
leverage.
local.
Yes, and it's local. But you know what? This is why you're the best barber in town, and I'm not a barber, because if they were telling me that story, if someone was like, hey, man, I need to get his hair cut, and I'm cutting their hair, and they're like, and I'm opening up for Ice Cube, that story would have ended with, and then I stabbed him in the head out of excitement. I would be like, what? Oh, shoot, your ear's gone. You know, like
No in there for that one.
no, that's the thing. I would be too excited with that news. I could not have sharp objects in my hand. Is my point. That's unbelievable. He told you while you were giving him a cut.
While I'm giving him a cut, he's telling me this. And what was also unique is shout out to John and Renee and the Lincoln, because they also giving some plus ones where they'll have some people help them get their stuff in there. They're allowed to have a merch table. So shout out to them selling their merch.
Amazing.
As well as Ice Cube selling his merch.
Love it.
So it's just, the local representation as a whole, the way the community has came together, the way Eddie Fernandez,
Yes.
Paint Slingers, did a immaculate mural over there at the Tribe Zoo of Ice Cube.
Wow.
You know what I mean? The way our whole WyOriginal town has
didn't
come
know that.
together to make Ice Cube feel welcome when he does
That's
show up. Just
incredible.
that community love. Shout out to all of that.
Well-
And who we are as people. Like, I mean, I think it's a great opportunity. I think we're going to have an amazing night. A lot of people just in a different type of feeling of, wow, look at how our music representation is tonight.
No, I love it. Well, and the last thing I want to say about it, we talk a lot on this podcast about how the tide is shifting, the baton's being passed, right? We talk about that all the time. And there are people out there, and no disrespect to all the wonderful acts that are coming this summer, but I know people out there who have said that this Ice Cube show is the most exciting act that's coming this year. And that's including Frontier Days, which means that even though, and Frontier Days is our big time. And don't get me wrong, there are excellent acts coming.
Absolutely.
Always. There's some really, really, really great shows. But I just know people who have literally said, I'm more excited about Ice Cube coming than any other act that's coming.
It's new, it's fresh, and like I said, I love country. Country grew on me when I moved out here, like 2008.
Really? It didn't already, not in Texas?
I didn't know No.
Really?
From Houston, Texas.
Oh,
There's no
okay.
Country music, and it's funny because even in Houston, like we do a kind of our version of CFD. They have the rodeo, right?
Okay.
Every single year, and this was before like Destiny's Child was huge.
Okay.
Destiny's Child performed every single. That was our local talent. Destiny's Child was our local talent. They would perform at the Houston Outdoor Rodeo.
Yes.
Every single year they would go to. We had Six Flags, Astroworld.
Yes.
They performed there. It was huge. But country music, it was around. But
Right.
but then I moved here, and then I would trip out to the missile field because I was military. Shout out to the military. I would trip out to the military, to the missile field, and our truck didn't have like CD players or Bluetooth, so all you could listen to was the radio. Guess what's on the radio in Wyoming, Colorado, guys? Country music.
Yeah.
So I love country music, but I do think that at this point, with what we're at with Frontier Days, 75 years or so. Or plus?
No, I think
100.
Yeah.
And
it's over 100.
9.
It's something. It's over 100.
I don't feel too bad about not understanding that, even though I've been here for a while and
Yeah.
I'm home away from home WyOriginal. But I know for a fact it's over a century.
It's over.
Yeah, something like that.
And I get
and
the
I know
country.
somebody watching knows. So comment.
Right. Let us know.
Let us know what the thing. And because the Ice Cube show will have happened already by the time this airs, comment and let us know how it was.
Absolutely.
If you went, because I couldn't get tickets before
I
they
couldn't get
sold out.
tickets either.
So
mean,
comment and let us know.
Angel's like, I could have. Look.
I'm not gonna say I could have. I have to say this. John actually came in this week.
Oh, really?
John came in, and reason for his walk-in was to say thank you for the first show of the WyOriginal podcast.
Nice.
Because we did say shout out to John
We
and
did.
Renee.
We did.
We did talk about the show. So he just had a nice way of just coming by to just say, hey man, thank you, like what you guys are doing.
Awesome.
And I try to sneak a little, maybe you could get WyOriginal on the show. Whatever. But he was just like, man, we are tight, which was all understandable.
We get it.
But shout out to John, Renee, the Lincoln. Shout out to Vontae Slated. Shout out to Pocketbook Prophet.
Hey.
And have an amazing show. Represent Cheyenne.
Can't wait to hear
represent
about it.
Wyoming.
Can't wait to hear about it.
And what an amazing effort
Absolutely.
on that whole collaboration, man.
Absolutely.
Yep. Congratulations. You earned it.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of talent, want to give a big shout out to Cheyenne Little Players. I don't know if you guys like theater like I do. I love local theater,
Okay.
especially.
Yeah.
Little
What
Players.
is this?
What
I
is
saw
that?
this on the script. Talk to me about this.
So I do want to get her name right. Hold on, give me 1 sec. But long story short, our Cheyenne Little Players, you know,
the Little Theater.
Little
It's the Little Theater Players, right next to East High School.
Exactly.
Yes,
They get money to do the shows that we go and watch every year. But this year they're attempting to go to a nationals.
That's unbelievable. That's so cool.
So they have a GoFundMe set up. Jonathan Hedger sent me this. He's a big part of it. He sent me all of this information. But they're trying to go to nationals. They have a GoFundMe set up, and you know they need our support. This is what we're here for. This is what this podcast is here for.
Absolutely.
So that we can support and try to get out there. But hold on, I'm trying.
Well, as you're finding it, okay.
Yep.
This is why this is near and dear to my heart personally. You know, everybody knows me as I'm an actor, I'm a stand-up, I'm an entertainer. To say that I got my start at the Little Theater is an understatement.
Did not know that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, what happened was, see, the Little Theater, I mean, growing up in Cheyenne as a kid, the Little Theater was my only outlet as someone who was interested in acting.
Awesome.
And the thing was, it's really funny, like I've never not wanted to be an actor. Like I literally cannot remember a time that I didn't want to be an actor. In fact, I remember I saw a picture of myself. I was like 2 years old. And I asked my mom what in the world I was doing. There was like this big rock, and I climbed up on this rock, and I was making funny faces. And she was like, whenever you could find any kind of high rise, you would jump on it and reenact cartoons. From the time I was like 2 years old. So it's just been in my blood. Well, when I was in elementary school, all the teachers were like, "Yo, this kid's definitely got ADD." like 100%. We don't even have research on ADD yet. I've heard about it. This kid's got it. I know it. Whatever it is. And so my parents made me a deal. They were like, "Listen, if I didn't goof off in class, then I could go to the Little Theater after school, and I could do theater where I would be celebrated for being a goofball rather than getting in trouble for it."
I love it.
And so they brought me to Little Theater, and to give you an idea about how much I wanted to do it, I remember I got cast in my first play at 8 years old at the Little Theater, and I remember even then thinking I was washed up. I was like, man, finally, jeez. I'm all, my bike doesn't even have training wheels anymore, you know? So I get my first play at the Little Theater, and I'll never forget, it was Ramona Quimby, and I played Howie, who was her best friend. And all I remember about that play is at the end of the play, at the end, Ramona got on stage and she got to give a monologue where she just stood and talked to the audience. Yeah. And the joke was she left her lunch sack on the side of the stage, and every night during the performance I got to sit down on the stage, and as she was talking to the audience, I would sneak into her bag and I'd pull out a ho-ho, and I'd eat the ho-ho, and the whole crowd would just laugh. And I remember being 8 years old going, okay, all I'm doing is eating a snack in front of people, and they're all applauding me, and afterwards going, "You are brilliant." I'm like, I have to do this for the rest of my life.
This is the greatest job in
the
world.
This is it. And that's all because of the Cheyenne Little Theater Players.
Absolutely.
And so now, so what's going to nationals?
Yes.
What's going on?
So Cheyenne Little Theater, so they want a chance to basically share our local talent with the world. They're trying to go to nationals. They set up a GoFundMe. You can go on Jonathan Hedger's page or Cheyenne Little Players or I guess the operation manager, her name is Sierra. You can go. They have a GoFundMe set up. It's basically to cover the cost of travel for the cast, the crew, the set, and all festival fees associated. So if you can help, however much you can help. My dad used to always say, if you can give $1, give $1. If you can give $5, you give $5.
Yeah.
Whatever you can give helps. I don't think they're asking for anyone to fund the whole trip, but whatever you can give to support, please support.
Here's our first WyOriginal. Please come together.
Please come. You know what?
Help.
Listen, we'll put when we upload this both on YouTube and Facebook, we'll put the link to the GoFundMe.
There you go.
So that you can do it. And listen, I just want to give a personal testimonial. another true story. I don't know if you guys know about this, but thanks to the Little Theater, when I was 12 years old, the only time I ever went to New York City was because of the Cheyenne Little Theater.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so what they did was there was a big theater trip, and it was very similar to this, only we weren't competing or anything. It was like they took a group of us from the Little Theater,
right,
whoever was interested, and this was the trip. We got to fly to New York. We got to see 3 Broadway shows, okay?
Wow.
And then we got to take 1 professional acting class. And then at the end of one of the Broadway shows, which was actually Phantom of the Opera, we got to go down to the stage and we got to ask questions to the actors.
And how old are you?
Oh,
I was 12.
Could you imagine?
Oh,
the pressure.
no, listen, I got a real story. I got a real story about this. I got a real story about this. And we did it up too. We did it up. Like we rented a limousine.
Oh, nice.
And we went down Broadway in a limo, okay? My grandmother chaperoned, which actually meant a lot to me because my grandma's actually from New York City, and she, before television existed, she had her own radio show where she sang opera when she was like 14 years old, right? And so when we went there, she took me to Radio City Music Hall and she showed me the master program they have of all the shows. She went all the way back to 1930, whatever, and she showed me
that is major.
Her shows she sang, and it was amazing. But here's what sucked. I went and we only got to ask one question. We had to draw names to the cast that we wanted to, ask questions. And my friend, who was my age, and we were bunking up together, he pulled the Phantom, and I was like, dude, you gotta let me. It's gotta be me, dude. The deal we made, I was like, I will sleep on the floor this entire trip. You get the whole bed to yourself. If I just get to ask the question, and he's like, okay. And he gave it to me, and I'm thinking about it. And I got so mad at like the other people there because we'd sit down and their questions were like, do you like acting? Like, what? Of course they do. It's a waste of a question.
Actually, no. I just needed to pay my rent
exactly.
No.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't.
Yeah, no, this is awful. I'm like, what? I was so mad. I was like, because I'm 12, and I came up with what I thought was the greatest question that I could ever ask anybody, right? And I was like, this is brilliant. My 12-year-old mind, I was a genius. Came my turn, right?
I'm a genius.
Came my turn. I looked at my question. Man. I said, my question is for Mr. Phantom. And he said, yes. And I said, what is the golden nugget of advice that you would give to somebody who wants to be an actor when they grow up?
Okay.
And he looked at me in my little 12-year-old genius soul. He looked me right in my eyes, and he went, don't do it, dude. Don't do it. I swear to God, that's what he said.
Like, get out while you can.
He went, seriously, don't do this. He's like, I've been doing this for like 25 years. He's like, I don't have health insurance.
Shout out to spoiling your dreams.
He's like, I get turned down because my jaw's too square. I'm not the right this. I'm not the right that.
Yikes.
He's like, but he did say this. He said, unless it is in your bones and you can't do anything else without thinking about it and dreaming about it, he's like, then you have to do it because you're already an actor,
Yeah.
And here's the funny thing is, so cut to me crying in a limo
with his grandmother.
With my grandmother consoling me. My Jewish grandmother going, Bubba, it's fun. He said, no, hey, listen, he said if it's in your bones, okay? I swear, you gotta act the bones, okay? You've got a very thespian bone structure. She's going on. But the thing was I'm actually grateful for that advice because as I grew up and as I got older, I went to school for theater and all this, and then I started doing it, and it is a hustle, and it is a grind, and I started seeing people that I thought were more talented than me fall off and quit pursuing it.
Oh, God. Any art that you want to do, and I think that's why, the arts is one of the hardest careers, and not just like on stage, because I always try, because I've gone through enough experiences with music and stage presence where even the audio guy, the sound guy, the light guy, the stage people, it's not for the faint of heart. It has to be something that you truly enjoy.
Yes.
That you can go through all this misery, getting turned down, losing your job. Yeah. And like it's almost you're punishing yourself.
It is. But the funny thing is, so I started going through that too. Yeah. And as I saw him falling off, I actually go back to that advice where the guy was like, if it's not in your bones, do something else. Yeah. And the thing is that anytime I've ever tried to do anything else, it's all I can think of. It's when I wake up, it's the first thing that pulls me forward and all this. So I'm just like, I'm actually, believe it or not, super grateful that guy. So whoever played the Phantom in 2002 on Broadway, because I'm sure you're a big fan of the show.
We're gonna look you up, dude.
Well, here's the thing.
We're gonna find you.
We're gonna find
you. You hurt me. You hurt me. But I appreciate it.
You hurt this 12-year-old genius' soul.
you hurt me right. You kicked me right in the soul.
Not just the genius soul. The one who had the best.
Yes, I did. Well, but no, here's the thing, though, is in all seriousness, in order to go on that trip, I had to fundraise.
Right.
And I had to go around Cheyenne, and I had to say, hey, I'm going on this trip. Would you like to donate to me? Yeah, I had a little spiel.
I love it.
All this stuff. Even, as a joke, me and that guy that I shared the room with, we dressed up as Romeo and Juliet, and we'd take turns being Juliet. It was very funny, and we'd do the scenes and stuff to raise money. But the point is that for people who are interested in the arts, for those kids who don't have that outlet, if they're like me, and even though I had an actor's bone structure, I don't have an athlete's bone structure. So basketball was out, football was out, baseball was out, acting was what I was able to do. Yeah. And so if you are one of those people, or if you know a child who's one of those people, or if you want to support somebody like that, that's what this GoFundMe's for. I guarantee that this thing is going to be an amazing experience for whoever gets to do it.
And you never know who people grow up to be. You never know. Like, I have so many like people that I hated in high school. Yeah. And I come across a Facebook page, and I'm like, damn, they in LA now. Like, man, should have been nice.
Exactly.
You never know who people are gonna grow up to be. I love just local talent. And then hey, if you want your local talent to grow up to be some of this, to get seen, like Pocketbook Profit and things like that, where they can get out on a bigger stage, support the arts on this level as well. As much as we support our music, I think Cheyenne does a really good job of supporting musical talent,
It's a fact.
So let's support our theater as well. Whatever you can give. If you need more information, hit us up, let us know. We'll track it down, we'll post it, we'll do whatever you need.
Like Dom said, WyOriginal, let's get out there, let's go fund, and let's go get this done.
Absolutely.
Let's help the Cheyenne Little Theater. So WyOriginal.
Yeah.
Let's get it done.
I love that button.
Me too.
Other local news, we got a gold mine project opening up in Cheyenne. It's like in Kirk County. So it's a $220 million gold mine. So this is an old gold mine. I looked this up. It's an old gold mine. They shut it down around like 1939 or whatnot in Kirk County, right?
No way.
So we did a survey, or they did a survey. They looked it up to say, hey, it was a copper mine technically.
Okay.
It was like, hey, is there anything else in this? Is it, and they did a survey. It's like, hey, we think you got about, 220, million left in there, copper and gold.
Wow.
So
wait,
$220 million.
Give me one of them.
Wow.
That's it.
So go ahead, keep going.
Yeah.
$220 million. So this project is supposed to kick off sometime next year. I bring it up because I think that's huge. I don't think there's a lot of gold mines in America anymore. I could be wrong. No. Let me know, especially not in this part.
Well, it's exciting to think that there's something undiscovered.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and just any opportunity that, because I know we got all of these new companies coming, Facebook and Boeing and whoever, and now we got this gold mine. I mean, Cheyenne is booming. Wyoming is booming right now. I think, it's our time. We taking over.
Shout out to Wyoming. WyOriginal.
Yeah.
We are booming.
That's it.
But, so $220 million project. I don't know when they start hiring for that or what this project entails, but I think it can't be nothing but good things for our economy, So
definitely.
Shout
out to that, man.
Exactly. So I can't wait to see what that's happening. On a more down note, hoax active shooters all across Wyoming. About 11 schools got this active shooter call.
There was a fake
What county
shooter
experienced
call.
this?
I know South High.
South got one.
Right here in Cheyenne.
One in Cheyenne. They had a few in Casper. I think Gillette got a couple. And I don't know if it's like a trend. I pray to God it's not a TikTok trend. We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But I don't understand it. I don't want to get into the whole Second Amendment and gun argument. But at least it's such a serious thing that we're dealing with right now to joke about it. Like I don't understand it.
Well, what I wonder is because I always maybe it's the actor in me. You always wonder everybody's motivation. Like what was the motive? Was the motive to be funny? Was the motive to scare people? Was the motive that there's statewide testing and someone just wants to get out of testing? Because what's interesting is I've heard that like something that's actually really common is bomb threats in colleges.
Yep.
No, that's like a real common, but like nobody takes them seriously because at this point people are like, yeah, they're just trying to get out of the test. Nobody's takes it. But I mean, and God forbid, knock on wood, you never want anything like that to happen. I just wonder because here's the thing. And forgive me if this is dark. I don't think if someone was actually going to do it, they would call first.
Right.
And that's a fact.
Right.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Why? You know what I mean?
Well,
At the end of the day, I mean, this is like you're talking about a serious situation, people's children.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, like, what games are we playing right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As the world is going in so many different directions,
so
many people are on just high alert for everything. This is, I mean, if it's a game, I mean, come on, man. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
This is literally why, like, and like I said, I come from Houston, big time, but like crowds now just drive me crazy. I feel like I'm on alert the whole time. I'm there.
Seriously.
Like who wants to go somewhere that's supposed to be fun and you just got anxiety the whole time?
Yeah, watch that corner over there. You see that guy right there? He keeps looking like he's gonna do something. Yeah, he's just scratching his head. That's
right.
Like, what are you worried about? But it's true though. Like if it's a game, you know what I mean, and you all listening, like let's cut that out, man. Because at the end of the day, this is not a game.
Yeah,
it's not.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and we're gonna get into this a little later. One thing that I kind of blame is I feel like we live in two worlds. And what I mean by that is you have like the world of online, like the social media world, the digital world, right? And then you have like the tangible world, right? And I've been really, I mean, I'll be honest, if I spend too much time on the internet, I start to get real depressed.
Absolutely.
Because what the internet essentially is it's like people's mental toilet.
Yep.
All of the funk and all of the waste. So says a guy putting out a show on the internet. Anyway.
Not this.
This is the good stuff.
This is better information
This
over
is
here, though.
This is the stuff that cleans the toilet. You know what I mean? This is the Mr. Clean. No, but the point is that it's like any fear, any anxiety, any worst case scenario, any terrible thing, you just put it on there and then everybody has instant access to it. Yeah. And I've talked about this before, but it creates that thing of like, look, school shootings are common, but they're not that as in of all the 350 million people in the world, there are not 350 million people getting shot.
Right.
It's not even close to that. You know what I mean? I mean, it's normally like 30 here, 15 there. And they're tragedies. They're terrible. But the thing is, it is 350 million people being told about it instantaneously.
Absolutely.
And so what that does is it creates this, like, we got a phone right here. It's like this is like a little anxiety box, like a little chaos box where you look at it and you go, ah! And then I found this amazing thing where like I turn it off and I go outside. And it's wonderful. Like there are birds chirping.
May to August.
Yeah, exactly. When it's not flurrying, I go to a coffee shop. I go to a coffee shop and people are enjoying themselves. We just got back from the beach. We had a lovely time with our family at the beach.
What happened while you were at the beach?
Oh, not much. I mean, we went to the beach to enjoy some spring break. We all got sunburns. I got engaged.
He got engaged.
I got engaged.
Shout out to that.
Shout out to Dom.
Thank you.
Lovely lady.
My lovely fiance, Cherie.
Just some behind the scenes, like we talked about like everything that we're going through for this podcast. So that was right after we recorded our second episode, right? So Dom had all the footage. And me and Angel's like, we can't bother him. Like, we can't say anything.
I'm
like,
keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a whole buck because I was like, you know what? He said,
do not bother me.
I'm going to have a mental cleanse with my family, and I am not dealing with the world.
That's it. Well,
so when I heard him say that, if it wasn't in the words, that's how I heard it. So when I heard that, it was like, don't bother me.
Do not bother him.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, you go to the hotel and that note outside, do not disturb.
That's exactly what we tried
That's
to
how
do.
I took it. So I was like, you know what? It's getting close, but
I think he got it. He gonna be right.
like,
we'll be all right, man.
by it's getting close, what that translates to is that's me going, all right, I'm going on vacation, let's go. And then I get back and I realize, oh man, like we're gonna drop this episode on Friday. It is Thursday morning.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to this.
Hey guys,
put it all together. But you know what? Because we had such a great time, it was like I was able to go to my family and be like, we had a great time, right? Yeah. Everyone likes swimming in the ocean. We made memories we'll never forget. Perfect. I gotta go for 16 hours. Yeah. You're not gonna see me. No, but it all came together. Transitioning to something a lot more happy. That was
Absolutely.
It was funny because at the end, you know, you always ask what I got going on, and I was like, maybe I'll have some news. Maybe
he did. That's
right. He did say
that.
And I had the whole thing planned out, and this is the kind of funny story about it is I ran into this problem, which was like I wanted to get her an engagement ring.
Right.
But the thing is, not only is she my fiance, she's also the CFO of my business.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
So yeah,
so
yeah.
Purchase past her.
So
that's right.
Okay.
So I can't make a single purchase without it going directly to her phone as an alert.
That makes sense.
And something tells me that a diamond ring might set her off to
Maybe.
the surprise. So I went first. I did what I'm lucky enough to do. I went to my parents and I was like, hey, you guys think you could do this for me, you know? And my mom started asking me all these questions that I didn't know. She's like, well, what kind of ring do you want? Do you want it to be this ring or do you want it to be that ring? Do you want one ring to rule them all? I'm like, what the what does that mean? Like, she's asking me these questions. She's like, well, do you want your ring with shoulders? I was like, what? No, what?
Do
shoulders?
You know the 5 C's?
I was like, yeah, the 5 C. Yeah, what?
Oh my
I'm like,
God.
what? She's like, yeah, well, you want different settings. I was like, I would like to set this on easy mode.
Right.
I want a ring, and that's it. And she's like, okay, well, do you want like the clarity of the ring? I was like, what do you mean clarity of the ring? This sounds like you're a witch. What do you mean clarity of a ring? And she goes, well, diamonds can be cloudy. And I'm like, oh yes, I would like my ring without cataracts, please. What?
With a chance of meatballs.
Yeah, what are you talking about? So I got overwhelmed.
Oh man.
So what I did, and I figured she'd like to do it anyway. What I did was I decided I was gonna write my proposal down in like a love note and make a ring out of origami, like an origami ring, and then I was gonna propose her. So I had it, but then here's problem number 2: is we went to this beach. And when we got there on Friday, it was totally secluded. It was all ours. But then the weekend came, and there was just people upon people upon people for 3 days. So finally, Monday night comes around. I'm like, all right, it's empty. I got to do it. I told our boys, we have 3 boys together. She's got 2 from a previous marriage. I have my son, and we all live together now. Anyway, I told the boys, I said, go write in the sand. Go write the words "turn around" in the sand, right? And but tell her that you found like a fish. so they're like, we found a fish, and they go, she says, turn around. I was on my knee, I proposed.
Love it,
she
love
said, yes,
it.
it was beautiful. But here's the funniest part is I was freaking out because like while I was thinking about it, I'm like looking around, I'm like, okay, time's perfect. Okay, and she mentioned that if she ever gets engaged, she wants to take pictures after. So we're going out to a nice dinner. She's makeup ready. Okay, good. And I'm thinking of all this stuff, and I'm like planning it all in my head, and I'm super quiet. And as you all know, that's not my typical MO. So I thought she was going to get suspicious because I was being so quiet. So I was sitting there like, okay, it's okay. Everything's fine. And then I proposed and everything. And I told her afterwards, I was like, man, I thought you were going to figure it out because I was so quiet. She swear to God, my beautiful fiance goes, I just figured you were gassy after dinner.
Makes sense too.
Because apparently my planning face
Looks
and
like
my I have gas face
exactly
are the same. I'm just sitting there like this, like
Oh man.
Well, shout out to Dom.
Well, thank you.
His beautiful fiance, Cherie.
Cherie, I love you.
Congratulations on the engagement.
Congratulations to
we
you
can't
guys,
wait
man.
for WyOriginal to host the wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
We look forward to that.
No, that'll be awesome.
I tell you what, I do feel bad for one person though.
Rabbits have carrots.
Oh yes, just like diamonds,
There you
right?
go.
The carrots, just like those.
Rabbits got carrots.
I do feel bad for one person though. I feel bad for Richard Johnson because it sounds like he really had his eye on Cherie. So he's gonna be disappointed now that she's really off the market.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, Richard. You know.
Sorry, Rich.
he jumped you. He jumped you. Other local news. Wingstop in Cheyenne, Wyoming is finally open.
Oh yeah.
I heard that Angel was there. A little birdie told me they saw Angel coming out of there with a couple boxes. So we gotta ask: we good?
Couple boxes. Listen, I'm trying to get there too.
So you haven't?
I'm trying to get there too, man. We trying to see what's good with it. I've had Wingstop before in Denver.
Okay.
I've had Wingstop in Denver.
Exciting.
And I don't know. I mean, how much better can a wing get?
Yeah,
you know
it can
what I'm
get
saying?
good.
Right. It can get real good.
It can get real
Buffalo
good.
Wild Wings, Wing Shack, now Wingstop. I mean,
We got variety though.
I mean, we got a nice variety. So I mean, I don't know. I just hear they're pricey.
Well, I got you.
15. Let me see. 15 wings.
Yeah.
For two, with fries. $28.95. So
That ain't bad. You know, as this is something that's like just my brain is full of random dumb knowledge. It's dumb. Like I've taken a CPR class once a year for like the past 10 years, and if any of you start choking, I might know what to do. Maybe. But my brain does have stupid information like this stored in there. Do you know why it's called a buffalo wing?
why?
Tell me.
Because it was invented in Buffalo, New York.
All wings came from Buffalo.
No, not all wings, but buffaloes don't have wings, right?
Buffalo,
Like,
New York.
Yeah.
It is,
So here's the thing: is that there was a pizza shop in Buffalo, New York, and it was next to a chicken joint. So says the legend. Anybody from Buffalo, let me know. My dad is from Buffalo, New York. That's why I know this story. So if it's incorrect, blame him. He won't get mad. He doesn't use the internet. So here's the thing. There was a pizza shop.
Yeah.
And next to like a chicken place, right? And the chicken place, they would get rid of certain parts of the chicken when they were done. And the pizza guy was like, "Yo, let me take this," and then he would deep fry it in the grease. Like that was like the style of doing it, like in like the deep fat fryer, right? So it's like you take an already fried wing, deep fat fry it, and then mix it with like the hot sauce and butter.
It's like some Texas shit.
And that was yes,
stuff.
and that was like the Buffalo wings. It started in Buffalo, and if you go to Buffalo, New York. Every summer they have the Buffalo Wing Challenge where it's like 99 different kinds of buffalo wings, and you go down and you do all this. And that is, probably part of the reason why members of my family have had quintuple bypass surgeries. But
now I'm gonna keep it real though. Like Wingstop, like I'm glad it's here. We need more variety. It's dope.
Yeah.
Really, I keep seeing the commercials, so it's like you can have a chicken sandwich in any flavor of the sauce.
That's
I
great.
think that's amazing. I mean, everybody's got a chicken sandwich, right?
Yeah.
But they said, you know what? Yeah, you guys all have chicken sandwiches, but we'll put any sauce you want
Which is
on
dope.
your chicken
Yes.
sandwich.
I keep waiting for
That's
Chick-fil-A to
amazing.
do the spicy nuggets because I get so I love the spicy chicken sandwich. I'm like, well, just make it a nugget. Just drop the nuggets.
Chick-fil-A, if you're listening,
Drop the nuggets in the
if you're
spicy
listening.
and just give me spicy nuggets.
Spicy
That's what we
That's all I
do.
want.
See, this is what we do on WyOriginal. We innovate.
No, but
The chicken said, but they don't work on Sundays.
They don't. No, you're
Chick-fil-A,
right. Chick-fil-A's
yeah.
closed on Sunday.
And,
I don't care. Give me two
black
on
people,
Tuesday.
And go from church.
Yeah.
They want to see that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Right.
Or is that backwards?
Although, I'll tell you what, the funniest meme I've seen, one of the funniest memes I've seen on the internet is this meme going around saying, somebody's like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy I'm going to get a food truck. I'm going to copy the menu of Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
And I'm only going to park the food truck on Chick-fil-A on Sundays.
What can you do?
And it's going to be called Side Chick.
What can you do?
Nah, but I'm excited for Wingstop. I think it's good. I love wings, so
Same.
Kids love wings.
God, I love wings.
Actually, shout out to my youngest boy, right?
Yeah.
Jonah. He turned 2
2.
on Wednesday.
Happy birthday, Jonah.
Happy birthday, John.
I like the J names.
Oh yeah, we're all J's. And this little dude, right? He's not a little dude. He's like a little dude. He's like a little dude with an old man soul.
I love it. I love it.
Like I promise, man. And if we could upload this footage and just show you how my kid eats wings. No, I promise you, man, because it's like the cutest.
We gotta get this on.
Yeah, I gotta
funniest.
How does he eat it?
It's so amazing to watch him, like, and he's enjoying every single bite.
Does he
bristle?
Does he actually eat it on the bone?
Listen, bro. Listen. We're gonna have to put this footage out because, like, I'm telling you, like, this is a moment the world needs to see. A child that was doing this before 2 years old,
right,
eating wings. Like, he's in it. He's eating them, and his facial expression is just like, man, my mom just killed.
He's in bliss. Like,
you know what I mean? He's just eating them, and then he'll put one down, and then he grabs the next one. And he's using his fingers, and Maureen's so good at cooking wings.
Yeah.
Just coming off the bone, the tenderness.
I love it.
I love it. Holding his fingers up, eating them. And then she got this next clip, and then you see the plate, and it's all bones, but he's got a bone in his mouth, making sure every last piece of the meat, grizzle, so everything is
what
gone.
I got from this story is that we need some wings from Maureen is what we need.
That's right.
Listen,
that's what I heard.
My wife, Maureen. I'm telling you, man. You can ask anybody in the shop. She cooks. Shout out to Miss Maureen because she always takes care of not just me, but my whole shop. All her effort of just cooking throughout the summer. But her wings, you know what I mean? I'm not hating on Buffalo, Wing Shack, Wingstop, but Miss Maureen gets down with the wings.
Yes. All right.
I'm serious. We got to get some of the footage on this. I'm with it. This episode of my son. Highlighting Jonah, he just turned 2. Beautiful boy. And him eating these wings, I promise you guys, you're going to watch these videos, laugh, smile, and be like, how does he know how to do that? Like, this isn't rehearsed.
Send me the video.
I'm telling you, man, we got to highlight
we'll pop
that.
It up.
So
we'll pop it up.
That's a good wing story, and I just saw it, and it was a great way to celebrate my son's birthday with him eating some.
Happy birthday, Jonah.
Happy birthday, Jonah. That's
any other local news you guys want to cover?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I do, because when I was talking with Vontae Slated in the chair, he said that you're a part of the animal shelter doing the Mother's Day give back.
You know what? I do a lot of work with the animal shelter. I've done a lot before. I'm actually not going to be a part of that myself
this year.
But yeah. But I hear they are doing something really, really cool with that.
Giving back to it's like a Mother's Day event.
Oh, that's dope.
It's a basketball tournament. What we'll do is, because it's not like right away, I thought you did have something to do with it because Vontae was like, talk to Don, but he's probably thinking about previous years. So what we'll do is, that'll probably be a cliffhanger. You guys are probably just like, oh, what are they talking about? So it will be a give back to the Mother's Day event, hosting with the animal shelter, a way to give back to mothers, I guess. But we'll get you more information on the next show because we have a little time for that anyway.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go. So let's get into a little national stuff.
Woo, let's get it. Where do you want to go?
Where you want to go? NBA playoffs started.
Oh, yes.
This weekend.
This right here, I just have to say this, since you want to go there right away.
Let's go.
I have to say thank you to Dominic Syracuse for telling the whole world on our episode, the first one, that the only way the Knicks can have an opportunity is if Spike Lee was back at the games.
Spike Lee came.
And I don't want to share the second one, but I'm just glad Dominic said that, because last night watching my New York Knicks in a fashion that I love, winning.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
My guy Spike was right there.
He was in it.
Orange and blue.
Oh, blowing up. And
letting them know, you better bring this
Knicks,
home.
The Knicks, I did not. If you would have told me that the Knicks were not only going to make the playoffs as a 5 seed in the East.
And how nice is that, the 5 seed, 5 boroughs, right? Representing all 5.
Making the 5 seed in the East, and then upsetting the Cavaliers on the first game.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Knicks. I've always to me
out to the Knicks.
To me, the Knicks are like the Dallas Cowboys, right?
I get you.
Sports are fun when the Knicks are good.
Yeah.
When the Knicks are good, sports are fun.
Now listen,
you need that market.
I'm a little excited But this is good because this is the playoff round.
Absolutely,
right?
that's what
I
it's
didn't
for.
brag in the regular season. I'm just happy that we were doing good. We're here now.
Yeah.
You know, that first game meant a lot because you don't get to. I as a fan haven't had this opportunity very much to be happy. You know, we didn't just beat no regular Cavs neither. You know what I'm saying? Like they're good.
That's a good team.
Donovan Mitchell's over there.
Seriously.
Squad.
Balling.
You know, that it's a good team. So for me, it's like, you know, I'm not going to get too overexcited because I'm not saying it's chip worthy this year, but it's great to be back in the conversation.
Just
in
to be
good
there. Exactly.
fashion.
Exactly.
And like we were saying, a superstar, a good one, not just paying him this time. Because they were talking about Melo coming back, and no disrespect to Melo.
I love Melo.
If you're gonna retire, bro, we'll retire the number or whatever you want to do. Melo's a great dude, but we're back in a way where we can have a chance to win again.
Absolutely, man.
You
Big time.
So
There'll be a big star go to the Knicks next year. I can see that.
I'm excited.
That's all they need. They need a piece. Sacramento Kings.
16-year
drought. Sacramento Kings.
Put up the beam. That's crazy.
Put up the beam last night against the Warriors. And I mean, Warriors had an amazing game. I watched the whole thing, and I'm still not sure how the Kings pulled that off. But they did, because every time I turn around, Steph Curry's shooting from the seat. But hey, Kings pulled it off. Shout out to the Kings.
Yep.
I look, and I mean, these are all great stories. And I'm not a Giannis fan. I absolutely hate Giannis Antetokounmpo because he hated on my boy James Harden.
Oh, okay, all right.
But
okay,
I think he got him a championship this year. I really don't see anybody beating the Bucks.
Well,
I'm gonna keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it a buck, right? If they stay healthy, Middleton is a big factor to the Bucks, right? Because we saw what happened last year.
Yeah.
Right. But honestly, man, and it's like what we were talking about on the episode, the first one. The new guys, the new generation of basketball is excelling the game right now. That's why it's like these are great stories, because how does the Kings beat the Warriors, the defending champs, right? It's because the new energy we have. These guys are coming out bigger, faster, stronger, and they're playing to the highest caliber. You can't even tell me the starting 5 roster for the Kings right now.
Could not tell you.
Most people cannot even tell you that.
Couldn't tell you.
Because no one even thought they had a chance.
Yes.
They put it
right?
together.
I haven't followed the team since shout out WyOriginal James Johnson was on the Kings for a little bit. Cheyenne's own James Johnson. I remember back in the day I remember my favorite was like the white chocolate era. Right, you remember? Jason Williams, and oh man, he did this pass that when I was 12 years old.
Genius 12-year-old.
The genius 12-year-old soul. The only thing that I cared about more than acting was being a point guard who could pass amazing ways. So I used to set up chairs in my driveway, and I would like dribble around the chairs, and I put chalk on the wall, and I would practice this Jason Williams pass where he threw it around his back and then hit it with his elbow.
Oh yeah.
So that he faked.
I remember that.
A behind the back pass and then hit it with his elbow to somebody over here.
I remember that.
I put out so many of my parents' windows. It was like bad news. But that's my memory of the Kings. So I couldn't even tell you their roster.
But they're doing amazing, and that's just my point. Like, these young guys are really coming in, taking all this good energy and taking it to another level.
Who's your pick? What's your pick for?
Okay, I'm gonna be very honest with how I'm doing this. So I'm gonna just say it like this: when I go to the West, I have to give it to Denver, only because they have been putting the work in.
They're the number 1 seed.
They're number 1, so they have home field, so there's no excuse there.
Yeah.
They are at, I would say, the best health they've had going into the playoffs in years.
Yep.
And I feel like there's no excuse other than choking at this point why they shouldn't be in the finals.
They got to play Kevin Durant in the Suns.
But hold on. I didn't say it was going to be easy. I just said this is the best they've been in the playoffs to have no excuses of why not, right?
This is true.
But no shame on Kevin.
Yeah.
Because if they can't get a ring, as I said before, I don't know what else you do for that dude, right?
Yeah.
Because he's an amazing shooter. He's just as dynamic as any other great player in the game. So if he can't get it done with the Suns, but my personal favorite, who I like, is the Lakers.
I
King
knew.
James.
I knew.
As my number 2, if Denver doesn't want to act right, because
I was about to ask Jared, how the Lakers doing?
I cannot.
How my Lakers doing?
Leave
so
him out of the conversation because. Listen, man. Everybody can't. No. Listen, I'm gonna go.
I just
I'm
like
go
how.
for a
Hang
second.
on. I gotta. That's Jared's
I'm gonna let
face
you
every
finish.
time.
Just let me go for
Every
a second.
time he
Go
said,
ahead.
he
Go
goes,
ahead.
he goes, how are the Lakers?
Bro, they were
Just
in the
angry.
play-in. They were in the play-in.
Okay, I get all this, right? So I'm King James, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to King James. I mean, he doesn't need to do this. He's
Yeah.
a billionaire. He's hit the top of the top of the top.
Yep.
Continuously, the effort's always there. But when you talk about playoffs, conference championships to finals, right? Some of them lights are just too bright for some of these young stars or even some veterans. But for some reason,
Can we just close up on Jared's
my
face
son
right
James, King James, right?
Yeah.
He knows what to do right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Man.
I can't give up on the fact that he's in from a play-in. I understand that.
Yeah.
But his possibility for me and that team is stronger than a lot of them.
Well, look,
and they're a 7. And they play a number 2 Memphis, and I'm sorry, they're going to beat them. They're going to beat them.
That game is tonight. And
they're going to beat them. And I'm not hating on John Morant.
Angel's going to get text messages from me tonight. 'Cause my God.
What you think, Johnny? What are your picks,
No,
man?
because he's a John Morant. That's his
Why
brother.
cook my boy, man? Why trying to cook my boy?
Gotta cook my boy, man.
Nah, look. You know, as long as John Morant don't go back to the strip club, they got.
Yeah.
They
So long as
definitely
he
do
stays
have a
out of the
chance.
strip club.
They're number 2, but I got to give it to King James behind Denver if Denver makes a mistake. And no disrespect to the Suns because they have an immaculate work of effort over there. But, you know, I'm just a King James dude, and I believe they can get it done. But the East, since we're not done yet.
Yeah.
East, I got to rock with Javin on this one, seriously. I'm going to put Bucks first.
I think they got it.
And I'm going to put the Celtics behind them because I think the Celtics still have a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah.
I like Tatum, man.
Right.
I just think last year, I don't know what happened, honestly. I don't know if the lights were too bright. I don't know what it was, but I think Jalen just went harder, and he didn't have the same effort from Tatum in the finals. So for me, Bucks, Celtics, Denver, Lakers behind.
So here's my thing. Because I've told you I became a Lakers fan in LA.
Yeah.
And I'm a big storybook ending kind of guy.
Oh my God.
I know.
Let's go.
I know that he said he's waiting for Bronny to enter the league before he retires. Right. That's his thing.
Play with his son,
so he's got a little bit of time, you know. But let's say hypothetically, maybe not this year, maybe next year. If it's his last season, how great would it be if he went out with a big win? That would be amazing. I'm just saying it would complete the story. Okay.
As Jared shakes his
as
head
much
in
as Jared
disgust.
hates this.
I hate this for 2 reasons.
Okay.
Two reasons. One, and I'm not a LeBron James fan. I'm not. So I know this is gonna come off as hating.
It's
You know what?
very fine. I hear it all the time.
I'm perfectly fine with it. But you said he don't have to do this. Yes, he does. You know why he has to do this? Because he's still trying to prove that he's better than Michael Jordan. If he was if he was already better, he would not be trying to do this.
Look.
The man's in 20 years, you know, and he's still trying to prove a point. But AD can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
LeBron at this point can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
He was gassed in the play-in game that they struggled to win. They struggled to win a play-in game to get into the playoffs.
They're playing
you know
possum
what?
right now. They're
Oh
playing
my
You know
God!
what?
You see what I'm saying?
This is what you're not. This is what you're not accounting for, and I really need you to understand this. Secret, because I think that the Lakers might be the worst shooting basketball team of all time. But this year's Lakers, I mean that. But
100%.
Okay.
but what you're not accounting for is LeBron James' bald spot. Here's what I mean. First of all the players rub it for good luck before the game. Okay, they get
Like
a little
the
of
wood in
that
front of
King
the
James
Apollo
magic.
Theater.
Also, by rubbing it when in the Staples Center, when the light hits it right, it blinds everybody else. How do you think after 20 years LeBron James still gets that clear lane for the angry dunk?
Let's
go,
Because
baby.
Have you ever
Let's
had
go.
light shine in your eyes? You can't see
You
anything
can't see.
off his head.
You can't see.
No. Okay, I'm gonna say something. Hot take. take, just because we're talking, why not? And I think it's a fun topic. I think, in my opinion, Jordan is better than James. That's my opinion. But
100%.
Here's the thing, and this is I like this part.
Hold on. He goes, hold on.
If I were to make my dream team
Yeah.
of any players in any era
Yeah.
in their prime, I would not pick Michael Jordan, and all my players would be Lakers. Every one of them. Every one of them. Are you ready? Ready?
What shooting guard?
Magic Johnson.
I wanna hear
Listen to
it.
me.
Let's
Listen
go.
to me. This is where I'd put him.
Let's go.
And I gotta rearrange players. They're not gonna be
Go ahead.
playing
Yeah,
their
let's do
original
this.
positions. Okay, just hear me out
Oh,
on
you
this.
got to have a per
Nope.
position. Okay.
Nope.
Okay, let me hear it. Go ahead.
All right,
Go
are you
ahead.
ready? Are you ready?
Go ahead.
It's a hot take, and any true form basketball fans, I'm gonna piss you off right now, but I don't care. I've literally sat awake at night thinking about this, and now you have to hear it because I have a microphone. Magic Johnson at point guard.
Deal.
Okay. And then I'm going to have Kobe at shooting guard. All right. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. LeBron James at small forward.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Here we go.
This is where it gets nuts.
Here we
This is where
go.
it gets nuts. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as my power forward. And then I'm going to take Shaq as
I
the
knew
center.
it. I knew it.
Solid,
I knew
solid
it. I
team
knew it.
other
Nope.
than shooting guard.
Wow.
I knew it.
Kobe could do
I
it.
knew it.
Yeah, but
He's smaller than LeBron, right?
he is.
He was smaller than
but
LeBron, right?
Kobe's whole thing was trying to be like Jordan.
Yes, at the small forward position.
Shooting guard.
Oh, right.
So,
Look, okay. I'm not saying. Listen, I'm just saying.
That'll be a
That's my
dominant
dream team. I would put them all
That's-
together, and you know
I
what?
actually like that.
Thank you.
I actually like how you put yours together. I know, no. Honestly, I mean, not because you just put the king in there. I'm just saying, I'm thinking Lakers. You're gonna try to go all old school, but I like how you mix that up. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you know what I like about this conversation the most?
What?
You're talking about greatness.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
If you just
Michael
you're right.
Jordan, LeBron, because you're saying LeBron still needs to prove himself,
He does.
right? And it's great. I'm glad that he still wants to.
And I agree.
I'm glad he still wants to.
You
Because
know why,
what?
though? There's a story behind it. You know why?
What's
When
the
he
reason?
was 12 years old, he went
He went
to a show. And somebody
He said, "How do I become the greatest basketball player ever?"
Oh,
and Michael
man.
Jordan told him, unless it's in your bones.
I said, 12-year-old genius LeBron James.
Yo, that's a good one, though. I gotta give you
That
that.
is
man.
hilarious.
That's hilarious, man. Well, look, man. Shout out to King James. Shout out to Michael Jordan. Honestly, we're just basically talking about greatness on top of greatness. And
Absolutely.
I'm still glad he wants to represent in the best fashion.
Yeah.
Continuously, you know what I'm saying? So those are my picks, man.
I like it.
And it sucks that I couldn't put my Knicks in there because I'm still a real person when I think about this because I think they still have work to do. They're
be
just
realists.
on the
Yeah,
right path.
Yes.
But it's just still amazing for me to see that the king is still part of this conversation.
And I'll
give
You
him
see a
props
lot
on
of veterans go out and you see them like, yeah, bro, it's time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
and
yeah.
to see him still, I mean, even though you're seeing less games because he's sitting the injuries, but the fact that he still wants to go out there
Right.
with these young guys and veterans and say, hey, we got a shot,
Right.
that's impressive to
They
me.
I
don't
agree.
though. They don't have a shot. That's the. If I could put a bow on this,
Okay.
is that the Lakers
Well, look,
don't have
man,
a shot.
check it out.
That's
Look,
it.
man,
That's all he's
we got
got.
plenty of episodes and plenty of time for the playoffs to keep going and keep going. So,
And not part of the reason of me adding this to the script because I want you to give your picks. So when it don't happen, I can come back here and I can talk shit about
You're
it.
like,
And look,
it's
and since
been
we're talking
recorded.
about picks with the whole WyOriginal as well. On these comments when we air this
Let us
show,
know.
let us know what your picks are.
Yes.
We'll talk about it. We'll highlight some of your questions, information.
Yes.
Let us know what some of your picks are as we keep going through these episodes through the
Yes.
playoffs.
There's gonna be a lot of comments about the NBA playoffs
That's a fact.
coming here on out.
So I think we got all right. I'm excited to see where that moves forward. I want to move on to something on here that's been on my mind all week long because I want to hear what y'all think about it. I have my opinions, but what do y'all think of all this news about all the breakthroughs in AI? that have happened the past couple weeks.
Oh man, you talking about ChatGPT?
Chat GPT, all kind of stuff.
Basically, you could be like, this is how I was, I guess, taking it. My guy Drop was giving me some information on this.
Shout out to Drop.
Yeah, Drop Bandito, Irvin Mercado, creative director for WyOriginal.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he was giving me this information like, bro, like everybody's gonna be perfect in this world now.
That's what it's looking like.
So like these companies are gonna get these resumes from people, and everybody's gonna have the same qualifying resume. Like who's really lying and who's really honest, right? Because now you could just say, hey, I'm this and I need all this information done for me.
Yep.
It's there. And it's like, hold up. Damn. Write me the best rap song in the world right now. And let me go spit it real quick. And then I'm the next artist.
Right.
So it's like, wow, that's pretty.
It's scary. It's going to get scary.
I'll be honest. Like it straight up has kept me up at night. Like it freaks me out. And it freaks me out on a really deep level. The ChatGPT, I don't know if you guys heard it, but he did a fake interview with Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
That you can't tell the difference. Yeah. It sounds like Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan, the AI is going, yep, I'm an AI. I'm not really Joe Rogan. But it sounds like Joe Rogan. It sounds
like, exactly.
And here's the way like the technology works, which is freaky. What it is it's like the way AI works is that AI is, it's not tangible. It's a program that it can essentially just read the entire internet. Right. You just read everything. Right. So when ChatGPT, whatever it was called, was like, hey, let's do an interview like Joe Rogan. What it did, and I mean in seconds. Yeah, this isn't taking long at all. It was able to watch all of every Joe Rogan podcast, every Joe Rogan stand-up, every Joe Rogan everything, emulate the voice, emulate the speech patterns, emulate the thoughts, and then now there's this Joe Rogan filter, and the tech's not there yet, but I mean it's a matter of months where now what they can do is like with deep fakes, they could make a digital Joe Rogan to where it's like you would not know the difference between real Joe Rogan, fake Joe Rogan. Right. Like you would not know. And here's my thing, and this is just where I'm at because it's a very, very slippery slope. And I literally teach people. It really is. I have a business where I teach people do not catastrophize, which is where don't make up the worst case scenario in your head. But the thing is that one, I don't know why they're making this. Like I know that they're like, okay, best case scenario, it's like the Jetsons, right? Right. We have like robot dogs that help us with stuff, and everybody has all the answers to everything all of the time, and that's great. And don't get me wrong. During the Industrial Revolution, when machines came in, that you guys remember the story of John Henry fighting the machine. There's always fears of like, what if this replaces us? What if this does this? What if this that? Right. And I don't want to catastrophize down that road because I really feel like human beings we can adapt, we're smart, we can figure things out. But also, I mean,
human is insufficient.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right. Like the thing is I don't know why you would willingly create something that could so easily replace you. Like, why? My advice, seriously, where I've been at on this whole thing, seriously, is like, pull the plug. Shut it down. Stop it. Shut it down. No. We don't want it. We don't like it.
I'm going to keep it real with what you just said, though. Replacing, right?
Yeah.
Replacing humans. Shout out to McDonald's for doing that. Because now you can go and get your food with nobody there.
That's right.
You can just go,
but see, that's a
put
different
your order
level.
in. You have your robot come out, cooking your food and all this.
And that's a different level. But
it's a different level. But what I'm saying is replacing, right?
Right.
That's one level of using AI, right, to replace.
See, and here's the thing. Is that the whole argument that people make, because there is a debate. And the one side of the debate, it's gonna freak everybody. I'm really sorry for ruining everybody's day.
It's okay.
Because here's the deal. There's two sides of the debate. The first side is, listen, human beings create AI, so we can make them with programs to that are just meant to help us, and then any nefarious stuff, anybody who says, oh, I could use this for dangerous purposes, you go, no, we're going to put AI in place to combat any bad thing anybody can do.
We're going to put AI in place to combat AI.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to put AI in place to combat AI. Right, that's the thing. And it's like, so there's that, right? But it's like, the idea is that, you know, for instance, there's an app out now, a virtual assistant, and I'm not kidding, it's amazing, and it's cool for like 2 weeks. For like 2 weeks until it grows its own brain and tries to take your whole life. The thing is that it goes, you could say, I have this much money, that's all I have. I have this much, like, I want to go somewhere where I could be near a beach. I have 3 kids. I want a place that's kid friendly. You put all this information in, and it literally searches the entire internet and designs a perfect trip for you. And it's like, here you go.
See, I like that.
You can get that. It's here. It's free. Now that's cool. That's why they've like made this AI. But here's the thing: is the way all innovation works is you do a bunch of stuff, you make mistakes, you learn from it, you grow, and it's a slow process, right? This is an instantaneous process. And there's the dark side of it is there's this idea that like within years, you could just have a super mind, a supercomputer, just knows everything, knows all things, can figure out how to build itself, and then we're essentially squirrels. You know what I mean? Like,
done.
Like, and that's it. And so my thing is like, if that is such a plausible thing, it's not a crazy futuristic thing. It's like we've already seen it completely emulate and fake Joe Rogan, right? Like, pull the plug! Why are we doing this?
It makes no
Why
sense.
are we doing this?
It makes no sense. And anytime you put a powerful weapon, and I think artificial intelligence is powerful.
It is.
You put it in the hands of humans, we're gonna screw it up.
Yeah.
That's just what we do.
I feel
Literally.
like that cartoon I used to watch when I grew up, Pinky and the Brain.
there you go.
Yes.
That's what it makes me feel like.
It's
Yeah.
Take
ridiculous,
over
man.
the world.
It
right?
really, yeah, it will. And the thing is, too, is that it's like, you know, it goes back to what we were talking about before. The way to get around it is to just just turn off your damn phone.
Yeah.
You know, go live in the world. But the thing is like, you know, Elon Musk said something. It's kind of interesting. His whole thing is Neuralink, which they've just approved and everything. And what that is, it's like right now it's just approved. I know. He's like a real life super villain.
He's a super villain.
Yeah, but the thing is he goes like this. He invented Neuralink, which is meant to go in your brain, and right now it's been approved, and this would be really cool for people who are paralyzed.
I've heard about this.
So that they can, like, it's like the signals in your brain can go to your body and move around. Now that's cool. Like if we're living in a world like Star Wars, I'm down. That sounds great.
I'm good for that.
Yeah, I'm good for that. That sounds great. But the regulation has to be so intense. Like, don't get me wrong. We already have capability that could destroy the world. We already have nuclear capability that within seconds could destroy the world, right? But the thing is that one, it's run by humans with consciences to where they're like, all right, you know, everyone's always like, is Putin gonna drop the bomb? I don't think so, because Putin's busy trying to rebuild the Soviet Union.
Right.
If he drops a bomb, there is no world to rebuild. So why would he be interested?
Yeah.
You know, so that doesn't worry me. What worries me is creating artificial intelligence that has absolutely zero soul or conscience.
They're just
that's
numbers.
that's like, you know what? Human beings are insufficient and insignificant, and boom, you know, like
This works for only one group of people. Politicians. Could you imagine? Like, hey, we caught you on camera saying this racist.
Yes.
AI.
It's AI. It was all AI.
Not
That
me.
was definitely not
That
me.
was not me. Let's move on. No.
And that's the thing. So look, y'all, like, you know, I love y'all. Everybody's great. You guys are wonderful. But when you start seeing me like dig in a bunker and like living underground and learning how to roast rabbits and shit, like that's.
I wonder if we can get Chat GPT to do what would our podcast sound like?
What would our podcast sound like?
Wow. I was just about to say we about to get
We
replaced.
can take a Sunday. We can take a Sunday off
Thank
and
you
just
for
let.
our last show.
Yeah, our last
Original.
show.
This is us.
We just
If you hear
started.
if you see it on a video It's not us.
It's not us.
No.
If you're just hearing the podcast on just a radio,
Yeah.
and there's no more visuals, that's not us.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I know it's a bleak thing, and look, you know, everybody always fears the unknown. And there could be a lot that I don't know about it, huh?
You were scared of Star Trek when we first watched it?
Oh no, that looks awesome. That'd be awesome. So long as that's the thing is that my hope is, and this is I'm just considering this a cautionary tale. First off, we need massive regulation on this stuff. And I know there are people who don't like government regulation. I don't care. Because they're like, well, the government's just going to take it, use it, manipulate it. You know what? I don't care. Like, we need...
Like they're not doing it anyway.
Exactly. Just like if you have a pill that... You got to make sure it's safe through regulation before they give it out to everybody. Just like with any new technology, they got to make sure that it's safe for people to use. AI needs to be regulated like yesterday.
Agreed.
Like immediately, because we all know that all you need is one crazy on the internet to understand the technology, and they could do way too much bad with it. And that's just for starters. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, I don't like it. I don't like that it exists. And I mean, if it were up to me, like I said, I'd say turn off, pull the plug. If that's not an option, regulate. And as we move forward with the human being, the human soul in mind.
Will Smith warned us about this. We've all seen
iRobot.
We've all seen it. We know. So
right.
You know.
Terminator. How many?
So many movies.
How many movies do you need to watch? How many movies do you need to watch before you're like, bleh?
On that note, just pay more attention because it's coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also, I think we kind of gonna wrap this one up. But at the end of the day, like how we started, I want to finish. I really want to say thank you, and I'm very thankful with the guys that I got on this platform with me: Dominic Syracuse, Jared Burton, Johnny Campbell. Thank you guys for giving us a moment, giving us an hour of your time or more, giving us the comments, giving us the support. We're gonna keep coming. We're gonna get better and better. I'm just very thankful, man. Very thankful to be in this position and humbled as well.
Amen.
So, WyOriginal, I'm thankful for you guys.
Absolutely.
This guy here, man.
Everyone, make some noise for Mr. Johnny Campbell over here.
Johnny, you got anything you want to close us out with, man?
No, sugar boogers and have a good day.
Absolutely. You heard him, sugar boogers, and have a good day.
That's right.
Thank you guys for listening.
Absolutely.
Until next time.
And listen, most important thing is we always talk about love our community.
Absolutely.
Love one another.
Support.
Love the ones you got.
Yeah.
Enjoy your day, y'all.
We'll see you.
See you soon. Bam.
What's up, peoples? My man Johnny.
What's going on with you?
That
was a good one.
That's a good one as always. As always.
I felt like, honestly, even going into this one, though, I was just like,